It's time for the Crosspoint Commentary with Mark Taylor, President of Sky High Broadcasting and General Manager of KNEO Radio and ChristianTalkFM.com. To learn more about Mark, you can visit KNEO's website at www.kneo.org. Now here's Mark Taylor with today's Crosspoint Commentary.
You know, the Bible gives us so many ways, the right ways, of how God wants us to live so that we can become successful for God. He desires for that for our lives. He points out the many ways in the book of Joshua, chapter 1, that we can do this. God is going to transfer leadership over to Joshua, and here's what God tells the new leader. He is chosen for the task with encouragement and instruction. God explains the way of a new leader to be successful. Here's what God says. All the days of your life I will be with you. I will not leave you nor forsake you. Be strong and of good courage. Be strong and very courageous, that you may observe and do all according to my word. Do not turn it from the right or from the left, that you may prosper wherever you go. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, that you might observe to do all that is written in it. For there you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success. Do not be afraid, nor be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. And so this was God's words recorded to a new leader, and just maybe God's words for you to step up and be a success for God and His purposes today. That's today's Crosspoint Commentary. Next time on Crosspoint, I'll be joined by David Reagan of Lamb and Lion Ministries.
This particular book, the purpose of it is to try to present all aspects of God's prophetic word. If you understand symbolic prophecy, you can almost find Jesus on every page of the Old Testament because there's all kinds of symbols of Him. If you really want to understand Bible prophecy, you need to start off by trying to understand Daniel. I believe that the return of Jesus is going to be in two stages. First, the rapture. Later on, He returns to earth to reign. Bible prophecy can be a great tool of evangelism if it's used properly. It is unbelievable what God has promised in the future.
The Bible spells out God's plans for the ages, and that's what we're going to be talking about and take a look at on our next edition of Crosspoint.
You can hear Crosspoint 4 times a week. Saturday morning at 1, Saturday afternoon at 2, Saturday evening at 9, and Sunday evening at 7. You can also listen anytime online at kneo.org.
The world is in chaos. You're here for a purpose. What does the Bible have to say about it all? I'm Mark Taylor, host of Crosspoint podcast and radio show, and I'd like to invite you to join me each week as I navigate the complexities of faith, culture, and personal growth. Each week, I interview a different guest who is making an impact on the culture for God's kingdom. Whether you're seeking spiritual guidance, true information, or a fresh perspective, this podcast equips you to discern truth in today's chaotic world. When Christianity intersects with everyday life, that's where you'll find Crosspoint, sometimes discussing the issues that some churches don't want to talk about. Look up Crosspoint with Mark Taylor wherever you get your podcast, produced by KNEO Radio and the Sky High Podcast Network.
Hi, I'm Sue Taylor, and I host the Faith to Live By podcast, available from the Sky High Podcast Network. Are you looking for a little spiritual pick-me-up as you begin your day? Each weekday morning, I have a short devotional thought to get you going and give you something to reflect on as you go about your day. Faith is not just something you need when you get saved. Faith is something you live by. Look up Faith to Live By with Sue Taylor wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe today.